Hello, this is Russell Shaw for the Shaw Report on Sunday, the 5th of July 2015. And what we're going to talk about today is the consumer services sector. And what we can see here is a chart that's got a series of rising peaks and troughs. So we've got a reference peak, a reference trough, then we have a higher peak, higher trough, higher peak, higher trough. However, I'm a little concerned with the latest price action. And I've put a note here, is this a lower peak? The very last candle is what's called a hanging man, which is a bearish candle in the uptrend. And it's bearish because sellers have come into the market now. Although the sellers were repelled to some extent by buyers, the fact of the matter is that sellers did come in to the market. And that is of some concern. Just take a look at the next slide here. What we have is the South African Consumer Confidence Index. And I pulled this off tradingeconomics.com, and just take a look how low South African consumer confidence actually is. In fact, take a look where it is in comparison to 2008. What we're seeing is that consumer confidence is actually lower now than just after the global financial crisis actually hit. And we're starting to see this come through in some of the significant consumer services shares. For example, take a look at Massmart. We have a reference peak and a reference trough. And following these, we have a lower peak, lower trough, again a lower peak. And the last candle itself has actually broken support. So I would not be surprised to see price heading lower for Massmart. The same can be said for the Foschni group. We've got the peak, trough, lower peak, lower trough, and lower peak, with the last week being an extremely strong bearish candle down. It's a little bit stronger than Massmart because it's holding above support. However, we are in a downtrend with the Foschni group. And likewise, just take a look at Truworths. We've got the peak, trough, lower peak, lower trough, lower peak. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this chart, a lower trough, going into this thick area of support. So that's really it for today, just to show you that that low consumer confidence does seem to be seeping into the consumer services sector. Very, very interesting times ahead. That's all for today, and I hope to speak to you guys soon. Thank you very much. Cheers.